All right, guys, before we start the Santiago podcast, I did want to mention that he read 2 of his short stories here on the pod, so make sure you wait until the end, and you will be able to hear those. They're super beautiful, super interesting, so give those a listen, and without further ado, let's get into it. I'm here with Santi, first person from Argentina that I met when I got here. Super nice guy. I'm stoked to have him on the podcast, so first and foremost, bro, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here sharing mates and stories with you, man.
Mates, media lunas. Thank you for bringing that. I appreciate it. Let's get right into it. So you're from Argentina, right?
Yeah, born and raised here.
In Buenos Aires or?
Buenos Aires.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit about growing up here, how you liked it, that type of stuff?
Of course. Yeah. I was born here in Buenos Aires City.
Okay.
So you can call me Porteño. It's like the way we are called. And it's a funny way of living because I am 28 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was born in the 90s in an Argentinian... Argentina was totally different from now.
Yeah.
And it was... I have a happy childhood, and I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah.
Far away from all screens, no
screens.
cell phones, no nothing.
Yeah, no scrolling on social media.
And I'm very grateful for that because I was living in a hood with like a park. Just 2 blocks from a house. So
nice.
I was like playing football with my father and everything. And
yeah.
That's I have like very good memories.
Yeah.
And my grandmother is from La Pampa, that is another province.
Yeah.
And my grandfather is from Entre Rios, that it's from the north, like just 2 hours away in car.
Okay.
Maybe 3.
Like, is that in the direction of Tigre or no?
Yeah, but a little bit more.
More north.
Yeah, more north. So
and then the Pampas is like agricultural, right? With
exactly.
the cows and...
Yeah, Pampas is like you have nothing.
Yeah.
No one ever went to Pampas, so there is a myth that it's La Pampa doesn't exist. But I can tell that it exists because my grandmother was from there.
So nobody goes there?
Nobody goes there because it hasn't... it's one of the provinces that hasn't tourist like...
There's no like attractions?
No,
Okay.
Not much attractions. There is a lagoon where everyone there goes to the lagoon, but no one... you will never hear an Argentinian tell you have to go to La Pampa.
See, I want to go. I want to go to La Pampa because I feel like there's probably good asado out there.
Yeah, probably good asado, lot of animals, lot of country life, so probably a lot of people with guns that is not normal.
A lot of people with guns, huh? So it's like rural, like the same way it is in the United States.
Maybe like Texas, I don't know.
Yeah. Like the middle of Texas where there's cows, a bunch of people with guns shooting shit.
Yeah. I have like this. I never been there, so maybe it hasn't existed, but it's like that. And Entre Rios is like I went to Entre Rios a couple of times.
Yeah,
it's another province that you have like different towns.
Yeah,
you have Paraná is the capital city of Entre Rios.
Okay.
And my grandfather was from a little town that's called Lucas Gonzalez. That's the name. Very, very small town in Entre Rios. And they came to Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
And then my father met my mom here. And from very like small, I like to read. I like to read a lot.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about that. So what are your early experiences with writing and so when obviously now your taste in books is different, but when you were a kid, what type of stuff did you like to read? And if you can, let us know like how you got into it, or you know what I mean, how you fell in love with writing.
Of course.
Gracias. I'm gonna sip this mate.
De nada. Okay, so yeah, growing up in Buenos Aires was like being exposed to a lot of culture.
Mm-hmm.
When I was little, like I remember the first books I like was given to was tales, like short stories, tales from a couple of authors. Then I will share to you.
Yeah.
Borges, Cortázar,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know, Bioy Casares were some of them. Where in those tales you have like from science fiction, fantasy,
Mm-hmm.
and also you have this like Fontana Rosa. He's from Rosario.
I've heard of Borges and Fontana Rosa.
Borges, Fontana Rosa, Cortázar. That's Sabato also. Ernesto Sabato.
Okay.
They were like my first I don't know influences because my father and my mother, they had like books in
Yeah, they liked reading as well.
yeah. I mean, not so much, but they have it because I don't know. I think reading literature
Yeah.
before was like every house has to have like these books, you know.
Ah, I see. So the stories that you're reading, they're kind of like fantasy stories, but they're from Argentina. They're
Exactly.
and they're about Argentina as well.
Yes.
Or, okay.
I was about to tell that Borges is a very good storyteller about the it's called poesía gauchesca. That it's he writes a lot about gauchos. That it's all the all Argentinian like the origins,
the cowboys.
Yeah, the cowboys.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's very difficult to read because I read Borges when I was a child, but I haven't quite understand you know, the tales. And then the first book I asked for it and I loved it and I read it like I think in 3 weeks was Harry Potter.
Okay, yeah. Which one? Do you remember the first one or?
I remember that I met one colleague, one friend in elementary school.
Yeah.
I was in, I don't know, 9.
Mm-hmm.
And he was reading Harry Potter 5, The Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah.
And I saw the cover, and I was, what is that? Like, and he like lent it to me, and I was reading, and I was like, I want this, and I went to my father, and I want this, and I don't know, the next year it was going to come out Harry Potter 6.
Yeah.
And I saw the movies. I want to read the first, the second, and the 3, so I can read the 5 that my friend has. You know.
Yeah.
And I read all the Harry Potter books, and I was okay. There is something here.
Yeah.
I'm picturing images. I don't have to see the film.
Yeah.
I can make the film in my head reading these books.
Yeah.
And this is not happening with the other authors, like the Argentinian authors. It happened, but at another level, you know, like in more deep level. And I was like prepared to. Then I came back to that literature years later, and it's a different way to read.
But the Harry Potter stuff is interesting. I personally have never read the books, but they're big. When you're 9, that's a lot to read, especially in 3 weeks.
No, it was amazing, and I was like keen to read the 7th books. I remember the day that the 7th book came out. I was like stand in line, like I don't know, the library open at 9 a.m. and I was like 8:30 already.
Wow!
Like there because I wanted to read, and it was a summer, I think, here.
Yeah.
And I spent all the summer. I mean, all the week reading that book, and I remember that those books were my like entry for literature. And
that's good, man. That's interesting because you would think like with all the people talk a lot about the great authors like Borges and you know the other ones that you mentioned, but to get it's J.K. Rowling, so she's great.
Yeah, shout out to J.K.
Yeah, J.K. Rowling is great. So you read those, and then where did it go from there? You're like, okay, this is special. I can make these movies in my head. I don't need to see the film. I can read. And then, so from that point, when did you start writing yourself? So when did you kind of, okay, maybe I can also do something similar to this?
That's a good question because it didn't happen until I was, I don't know, maybe 18 or 20 years. Like I haven't been writing like I'm not that kind of guy that discover their passion. When I was very little, I knew what I liked. So I also enjoy films from very young age because my father. I remember my father came every Friday with a lot of CDs. Like he has this guy that was a friend of him. The in the times where like the CDs and the films weren't like no streaming and he has like this I don't know, it was like a dealer
from, like a movie dealer.
So
that's cool.
I remember that time when every Friday my father came with the CDs and a lot of movies. And
because you were talking about Alfred Hitchcock, so you were watching like some films like that back then as well, or that came later?
That came later because I discovered also, like, my first passion was reading, but also when I discovered films, when my father came to my house every week with films like, I don't know, Lord of the Rings, Matrix, and all of science fiction, I was like, how can this world can be like real, you know? Someone is like this doing.
It's pretty cool.
And then also other films. I remember now one with Adam Sandler and Jack Nicholson. This like comedy, Anger Management, maybe.
Anger Management.
Anger Management.
I haven't seen that.
I mean, that's a great movie that I remember with such like love because I seen from a guy, but. You tell me about. I mean, you asked me about like my writing process. I was like debugging.
That's good.
When I was a child, I like to write and if I see my school notes. Now, I like confirm that I like to write, but I didn't do it until I was 18. So. In that way, I think I started with Twitter threads.
Twitter, And what were you writing about on Twitter?
Music, films, and stories that I can relate. You know, things that happened to me, and I wanted, and maybe like artists that I didn't know much about them. So when I hear a song, I want to know more if I like the song, or I like the lyrics, or I like the sound. I try to do some research and who are the guys that are playing,
where are they from,
where they
from, grow up?
What's the song speaking,
what's the song about, and then so I did want to ask you about that as well. So the same thing with writing, how I asked like who are your favorite authors, that type of stuff. How did you get into like music as well, and kind of when and what was your experience there?
Okay, that's a good question. I think the first CD I got was Guns N' Roses' "Use Your Illusion."
I love that album.
That was my first album, and then I got Greatest Hits. I mean, I have, I don't know, 10 or 11. And I like went with my father, and my father gave me that. And Guns N' Roses, I think it's my like door to music, to rock and roll music. In when I was young, like when I was a child, in my house, there was plenty of music, international music, like mainstream music, but good music, like Queen, Beatles, I don't know, Zeppelin, and a lot of like international artists that I listen, but I didn't. I hear, but I didn't listen. You know that like there is a small difference.
Yes. It sounds good, but you're not listening necessarily to the lyrics itself. That's like me with Charlie Garcia. Like,
really?
I like the way it sounds, right? But I don't exactly know what is being spoken about. I gotta ask you, what's your favorite Guns N' Roses song?
My favorite Guns N' Roses song. I mean, it changed from the time. Probably Mr. Brownstone. No, Coma. I will say Coma.
Okay.
Coma. It's a great song. With like a lot of. It's like more progressive. Because what I love about Guns N' Roses is like like it's like a punch in your head, you know.
Yeah.
That was like the first impression that I had when I listened also Appetite for Destruction, like Paradise City, Sweet Child of Mine. Those was like the songs that I play in Guitar Hero.
Yeah, Guitar Hero, yeah.
And
what about My Michelle? You like that song?
My Michelle, I like it. I like
Yeah.
it. But you know that it's interesting because when Guns N' Roses, I jumped to AC/DC, then to Iron Maiden, and then I started to like look for that in Argentina, and I realized that when I got curious about the lyrics, I discovered that a lot of songs they were about sex, drugs, and I wanted something more, you know. And then I discovered Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
And that was like a change. Like
I love Pink Floyd.
It was like a completely change of mind, and I wanted to discover that in Argentinian, and then I went to Charlie Garcia, Spinetta, Los Redondos, and
you like what from Pink Floyd? What's your favorite album? You like? Are you a Dark Side of the Moon kind of guy, or Animals, or what?
Animals. I will say Animals is my favorite. Or Metal, also Metal. It's a great album, Metal. But probably Animals. Animals, I don't know why, but this has a connection with me. When I first hear it, was like, I cannot believe what the
well, it's an interesting structure for the because they've got all the different animals basically, and then each song has its own kind of theme, which I really liked. I like Dark Side of the Moon as well.
Dark Side of the Moon is the perfect album. I mean, no one ever got like something like a jewel so perfect. Like the Dark of the Moon.
I like Time. That song is.
But
good.
You cannot like it. I think I cannot choose because it's like the album is an entire song. Like the album is a big song. That
it's like one thing. Have you ever heard of the you know Wizard of Oz, right? The movie. You ever heard about Dark Side of the Moon?
The theory.
How you can sync it up directly with Wizard of Oz. And
bro, there is a cinema like 20 blocks around from here that a few months ago they play the film. Yeah. And then they put the song, and you can see the film. Yeah. Listening to the tracks.
I want to do that.
Hey, we can do that.
Yeah, is that at the planetarium or
no? It's in like a bar. Near Palermo. That it's called Club Lucero. Maybe we can.
Yeah, let's do it.
We can check if they are still doing it.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I liked. What about for you? You like the Rolling Stones? That's probably my favorite band from that kind of, era of music.
Yeah,
I love the Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones for me is like the more amazing rock band ever because they started like with Beatles and they still are rocking.
Yeah, exactly.
Today.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like what's his name?
Mick Jagger, Keith Richards.
Mick Jagger. So Mick Jagger, he takes his health like serious, right? But Keith Richards was like doing heroin and like all this stuff. He's still alive. It's crazy.
Do you think that they are reptilians or something?
I think they probably gave him some new blood or something like that.
They change it like three times a year.
Yeah, they have to because I mean some people just get lucky too, bro. Like some people are just like invincible in a way. Like you smoke cigarettes and do heroin your whole life, but you just can stay alive forever.
Probably they stop.
Yeah.
They stopped with time.
Yeah.
They stopped and
now they're just like they've probably got the best doctors, the best like people telling them here's what you eat, here's what supplements to take, that type of stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, I love the Stones album. I like Give Me Shelter is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Exile of the Main Street.
That's great. My dad really likes that.
Yeah, man.
So when did you get into like rap and that type of music as well?
Oh, that's also a good question because we got now that you mentioned writing, filmmaking, and rap is like my three passions,
Okay, yeah.
And I'm in this process to mix them up.
Yeah.
And rap I discover later in the game.
Yeah.
Like after like writing, discovering like music I like, and then I think my first artist that I discovered, my first ever rapper I listened. It's called KCO.
KCO.
Do you know him?
No.
It's not because I know a lot of my friends like started with American rap, that is like the where rap was
Right.
born, like in the 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I haven't heard like in those time after but Eminem or Tupac,
Yeah.
Biggie, or all the great ones.
Yeah.
I started with Spanish rap
That's good.
because I don't know, I started and I listened that people that was doing this shit, and I couldn't believe it. KCO is from Spain, from
Mhm.
Zaragoza,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like the number one. Like
Yeah.
he's
the GOAT.
He's the goat of the Spanish rap.
Yeah.
And then thank of him, I started looking the rap on the Argentinian rock
Mm-hmm.
that has a lot of rap.
Okay.
Like in Charlie Garcia, in Los Redondos,
Yeah.
in Los Piojos. Los Piojos is my favorite band.
Mm-hmm.
And you can find rap songs in rock albums from Argentina.
Really?
Yeah,
That's interesting. You're
It's-
gonna have to send me some of those.
yeah, because I think the Argentinian gens,
Genres?
no,
Or no,
like
no.
the gen, like the DNA,
Oh yeah, the jeans. Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
genes,
yeah, yeah.
So the Argentinian gene is not about the rock, it's not about the rap,
Yeah.
it's about poet or poetry.
Poetry. Yeah.
Because before the rock, you have tango.
yeah.
Like we have like different stages, tango, rock, now urban, and we like do trap and
Yeah, yeah.
rap and everything. But the thing that like maintain over the year is the poetry.
Yeah.
We are, I don't know, because we are like, I don't know, broken people or broken humans
With
that
emotions.
yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
And yeah, KCO was the first one.
It's like, so that's interesting though, the poetry side of that. So do you think that the quality of the lyrics are exceptional here in Argentina, because it's like comes from like a place of poetry? Like the writing takes like precedent. It's more primary than the beat, than the ritmo.
Yeah, because then the ritmo,
Yeah.
we take it from different places
Yeah.
and we do it as we feel, like we do it in our way. But the stories, the pain and the search of truth and I don't know, the friendship and the family love and those things came here a long time ago. So even before like the Spaniards came, like we have a lot of stories about the Indians, and
Yeah.
in those times there were like I know much more like similar to rap music, but
Yeah, like it's like a beat with some lyrics as well. Yeah, yeah.
they were called los payadores.
Los payadores.
That was like rappers, like freestylers,
Yeah.
but guys with the guitar.
Say the word one more time.
Payadores.
Okay. That's good. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that what you? I saw that on your Medium. You were writing about something with the indigenous people, right? On the Medium.
Yeah.
So I did want to ask you about that. What do you like to write about on Medium? Because you do have a Medium page, and I'll link it in the description for the YouTube. And people should check that out. But what is it that you like to talk about on there? Just everything, or?
Well, there is some topics that I can't take off my mind,
Yeah.
like the I like the post-apocalyptic stories.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but there is this genre that I started reading in high school,
Mm-hmm.
like I don't know, Ray Bradbury, George Orwell. That's why I love animals.
Yeah.
And this kind of dystopic society
Mm-hmm.
that we are. I was going to say that we are heading into,
Yeah.
but probably we already are. And
Yeah.
you know how like films and stories sell us dystopic worlds that are like broken and everything is gray, and
Yes.
I think that that is because they don't want us to realize that we already are living in a dystopia, and it hasn't been.
So you can look at the book and think, "Oh, that would be so bad," but in reality, you're already kind of living in it.
We already are in a dystopia, so I like to write about that because it makes me think about the changes, about how fast it's changing everything.
Yeah.
I like to write about the roots,
The roots.
about my roots,
Yeah.
about the roots of my ancestors.
Mm-hmm.
I like to write about what I feel, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm feeling I don't know, sad or enthusiastic about something,
Yeah.
and then I try to express that
Mm-hmm.
in a story.
Yeah. So you mentioned before we started recording that you lived abroad in a few different places. So I want to ask, how do you think that affected your perspective on just the world in general? And like, I'm sure that's got to influence your writing and everything, right? Like,
Yeah, for real.
so maybe start off with like, where did you stay and what was your experience there? How did you like it? That type of stuff.
Okay. I lived in Amsterdam for 1 year
Mm-hmm.
in 2020.
Yeah.
That's a cool year to
Yeah.
to emigrate.
Yeah.
And then I live in Croatia and in Spain. I was like in total 2 years away from Argentina. And it all started because when I was 18, I decided to study law.
Okay.
So I went to law school. But after 3 years, I mean the whole grade is like 6 years, you know.
Oh,
and
wow.
when I was like in the middle of the career,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm not made for this, you know.
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling that I wanted to go and spend 40 years of my life with a suit going
Yeah.
defend people over, I don't know.
Very like intricate things, citing different cases, and just that's a lot.
So I had my first existential crisis,
Yeah.
and that's a thing that you never forget. And I was also working in a job like a job that I didn't like
Yeah.
administrative job.
Yeah.
I was like one more of 1,000
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't happy, so I quit my job. I quit law school,
Mm-hmm.
and I decided to apply for this visa, like a visa to
Yeah.
work and live in the Netherlands for 1 year. They do it like to improve the economic.
Get more people
get
in.
more
Yeah.
people. And I didn't know much about the Netherlands. I
Mhm.
wasn't like specifically loving that country and wanted to go there.
Yeah.
I wanted to, I think, to escape from me,
Yeah.
from an old version of me,
Yeah.
and see what changes came to me.
I can totally relate to that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we travel to find ourselves, not to find someone else or to find some place other.
Exactly. But it's also it's a double-edged sword. It's funny because you can get that and you can gain some perspective on your life, but at the same time, at least for me, I realize like if I go like the problems that I could say thank you that I'm like running away from, for example, if I can say that, like they still exist. You could just be further away from them. Like say for example you have like a bad relationship with somebody and you go move away to escape. Well, that doesn't change the fact that relationship is still broken. You're just further away from the problem.
Exactly.
But it does give you time to reflect and time to work on yourself as well. So there's a lot of benefits to it as well, I think.
Yeah, and you said it right, because sometimes the problems come from the context, but sometimes the problems come from inside. So you can go and travel the world, but if you have like something rooted or something that you have to solve inside,
Yeah.
the problems will
come with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. And the thing I find when I was living in Netherlands. It was like March 2020. So it was like just in the
COVID.
Yeah, just COVID, just before everything closed.
God.
Like here in Argentina, I think the day I went to on the plane
Yeah.
was the day that we got the first case.
Wow.
You know, like I don't know, it was 5 of March. Or
Wow.
something. And it was the first time I was like traveling outside and living for on my own. I was like 23 years, and it was pretty scary, man. It was scary.
Yeah, because then you're going to a whole new place. Did you know anybody there?
No.
Oh my gosh. So you didn't know first of all what this like illness was. You're like, what the heck is going on? And now I'm gonna live in this place where they speak Dutch there, right?
They speak Dutch, but English also, as a second language.
So how was your English when you were going there? Because obviously now it's great, but before you went there, was it just as good, or did you learn a lot while you were there?
Probably I learned a lot, but I took classes before.
Okay. So you had an understanding of it. So, but still, I mean, nonetheless, that's terrifying.
Still, I was pretty scared, and I don't know. It just like it got me moving. You know, it got me like to search for an apartment. I have to download an app, and then I have to search for work.
Yeah,
it was difficult, but my life depends on it. So I need to move, and then I mean, all that year was discovering myself in others, because I met incredible people. I met a different. I found a different culture. And that like opened my eyes that, okay, this is the same world we live in, and there is people that has like totally different costumes and everything.
But you're something that I think about. I'm sorry to cut you off, but something that I think about is like there's the people are totally different in a lot of ways with customs, but then they're still at the core, it's the same. Everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants a community, and so it's interesting to see that we're all different, but we're all kind of the same, like in the same way.
Yeah, and probably that's my main discovering, because that's you nailed it, because like we are different, but then I met with people in the job that we were like from all around the world, and we share things that we feel, like music, football, soccer.
no, I get it, yeah.
But yeah, you know, like and we like poetry, music, love. Those are things that connect humans. You know, no matter where you're from and no matter where are you staying, and that's one of the biggest like lessons I had.
So what was your job out there? You had to find a job. So I'm sure, because at that point when COVID happened, like a lot of the service jobs are probably
cut.
Now they're cut. I remember when I was in university as well, when that was going on, and I was supposed to start a job, and my start date of the job was the day that they closed all the restaurants down. So I assume that in the Netherlands as well, in Amsterdam, they shut down all the restaurants and everything. Yeah. So what did you end up doing?
Yeah, that's funny, because everyone who asked me before I travel, okay, what are you going to do? And I tell, hey, Netherlands, it's a good place. You have like plenty of work there. I know people that they come and 3 days and they already are working, or maybe the same day that they arrived, they already work in a restaurant, in a bar, in a hostel, or whatever. They have this lot of opportunities, right?
Right.
But it's true that when I came, every place was closed, and even the people that was hired a couple of weeks ago, they were like fired because there was no service.
Yeah.
And so it was hard. I remember having like a few cents in my bank account, and I was like totally anxious, and like I didn't know what to do. And then I started working. My first work, it's a funny work. It's maybe a podcast story, because it's I call like flowers factory or
Okay.
a bouquet.
Oh yeah.
A bouquet factory.
Yeah.
They have this tulip.
Oh yeah, they got a bunch of tulips.
Bunch of tulips.
Yeah.
And they have like this in March, I think, or in April.
Mm-hmm.
They like collect them.
Yeah.
And then they make these bouquets.
Mm-hmm.
So I checked in a WhatsApp group, Argentinian in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Was like, hey, check this. They are looking factory. They are looking for people who wants to work, and this like a flexible contract. You can do it. I fill the form. A guy called me.
Yeah.
We did like a Zoom. A call. He told me, okay, this is you can start next week. Where are you living? I was like, okay, in Jordan. That's in downtown. We are like in Almer, and it was like 20 kilometers. Do you have mobility? Do you have like what's your vehicle? And I have my bike.
Yeah.
And and he was like, yeah, okay, but it's 20 kilometers. No, I can handle it. I was and then I lie. I say no, I work with my bike. I go everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay. It starts 7 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
So I have to wake up like 5:30.
Yeah.
And do like I don't know.
An hour.
Almost an hour.
Yeah.
I think it was 55 minutes. I remember.
Like, there and back too. So after a long day of work, you got to get back on your bike and ride back.
It was like 10 or 12 hours. Wow. Depends on the day, if it was a busy day or no. But yeah, it was a long day. But it was job. So I took it, and I remember how do you say, like it was so repetitive.
Yeah.
It was like a shelter or like a good like a place where you have. Did you see Better Call Saul?
Yeah.
Like the Goose Spring place where you have like a I don't know the word,
but a conveyor belt, like a assembly line type of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Assembly line.
So you're just doing the same action over.
The same action over and over. So a guy came with the flowers. You have red, whites, and I don't know other blue.
Yellow maybe.
And we have to put it like we are sitting in front of each other now. So I put one in here. You put one, and then the position change. I mean the line goes on. And then another two put another line, and then the last one in the line, like make them together, put the bouquet in the box, and then another guy put the box in a carry or in a.
And that's it.
Yeah, and then and that was it.
For 10 or 12 hours a day.
Yeah, with breaks.
Yeah, and what do you like? Are you talking to people during that, or can you like listen to like music or anything, or?
Yeah, I mean I think we couldn't listen to music. But
But
we making music. We were singing
nice.
Argentinian songs there. We were like a couple of Argentinian that I make friend with them, and there were a lot of Polish there that they have like this arrangement. They come 6 months to Netherlands. They work and have like the amenities, and then come back to Poland.
Okay.
But it was like 2 weeks. I was in that show. Then I got to Picnic, that is like a startup that is like a ghost supermarket, you know?
Okay, yeah.
That
they deliver it, or
they deliver.
Okay.
Yeah. And in COVID,
that was super popular.
That was super popular, and they needed a lot of people, so I applied. They took me. Also, I met a lot of Argentinians there, and a lot of people from all around the world. Italy, US, New Zealand, Australia, India. I mean, a lot of people like young nomads from all around the world was traveling there, and I spent the 9 months working there.
And so what were you doing there?
It's like the pick and deliver of the groceries. You know, we like have a scanner, and we simply get like 7 a.m. also, but it was, I don't know, 2 or 3 p.m. we were free.
Oh, okay.
So it was less work. The salary was better.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Well, I don't know. I remember that. I don't know. I was like.
You were delivering the stuff, or like packing the bags, or all of it?
Yeah, all of it, and then we have like the thing ready to go to the. You have the fulfillment center.
Yeah.
that was where we work.
Yeah.
And then you have like the delivery centers that were smalls,
But they were
smaller.
all over the city?
Exactly.
Okay.
There were 3 fulfillment centers and like, I don't know, 20 delivery centers.
Okay.
So when the groceries were ready in the fulfillment center, they come with these electric small cars,
Yeah.
and they took the groceries to the delivery centers, and from there to the houses. It was a perfect system that they managed to copy from the Germans. I don't know the company, but where there is a company, Gorillas, I think, or something like that.
And it worked well.
Yeah, it worked well, and they started to receive investments from a lot of good
bigger companies.
Yeah, bigger companies. Bill Gates, I think, they
really?
put like a 500 million
Wow.
in Picnic, and they started to put the company in France, in Germany.
Really?
Yeah, they were doing great. And
so how did you manage to go? Okay, so you went there, and then you went to Spain and Croatia, right?
Yeah.
So how did that come to be?
Okay, that's a funny story. When I was finishing my visa, I managed to spend less than I was winning, so I have
some savings.
Yeah, savings, and I have 3 friends in Spain that they were struggling to make this company or startup, an agency. They design a web page.
Okay.
And one of my friends, when I was finishing my visa, my year in Netherlands, called me and say, "Hey, Santi, do you want to come to Spain?"
Yeah.
And I was okay. Yeah, but for holidays, 2 weeks. No, come to work with us. We're having this web design, web developer thing.
Yeah.
And I was okay. I would love to do that, but I don't know shit about programming or design or coding. And I was okay, but maybe we can do something, because we are not selling, and we can do a strategy. I like challenge. So I know I remember I do Zoom with the other of my friends, Tommy, and we read 2 books. One is called Predictable Revenue by Aaron Ross.
Okay.
That's a great book for startup owners, entrepreneurs.
Okay.
I highly recommend it.
I need to read that. Predictable Revenue.
Predictable Revenue. It's like a book that helps you to do a strategy of sales when you have a product that is not validated in the market yet.
Yeah.
So you can have these cheap and short steps to go and sell, and then build. The other book that we read is The Startup Owner Manual by Steve Blank.
Okay.
Steve Blank is one of the, I don't know, it's like the Aristotle of startups,
Yeah. Steve Blank.
Steve Blank, yeah.
Okay.
He's the mentor of Eric Ries, that is another startup author that he coined the term lean startup.
Okay.
That's another good book. It's classical now. It's an oldies, but also it's he started to developing this search, build, and measure feedback loop.
Yeah.
And so we got a lot deeply reading this, and then we started this sales strategy on LinkedIn, and then we got the first customers, and we started to do that. I mean, Ale and Dami were the design and programming duo. Yeah. And with Tommy, we were the ones we were the
sales.
Yeah, sales and marketing. And we started to look for in Spain. Yeah. We were in Valencia.
Okay.
And in Valencia, there is a lot of communities, tech communities, with entrepreneurs that are eager to do the next Cabify, the next Uber, the next Facebook. And I don't know, the next Stripe, for example.
Yeah.
But they lack of tech partners.
Mm-hmm.
They also, I mean, they come from this business like
Background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was checking in my mind.
Yeah.
So and there is a lot of like I will say like 80% they are programmer, they are business oriented.
Okay.
So we were like the tech partners
Yeah.
of the like accelerators or like these places, and I know we were so enthusiastic, and we were able to speak the same language as these young entrepreneurs. So these people took us from like a tech partner. So every startup that got an investment, they sent them to us.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, you go and build the product with Novo because they know this, like they have this framework. They validated already a lot of products. So
wow,
and
that's cool.
Yeah, that year we were four. We four in a house in Valencia, and then at the end of the year in December we were 20.
Wow.
The next year we were 32.
No way.
And it was like 2 years of. It was like I don't know, like a master, like a PhD. I don't know.
That's like an MBA.
Like an MBA. Exactly. Yeah. That was I was looking for. Thank you.
That's insane, man. So 4 people to 30 people in 2 years.
Yeah.
Jeez. And so, do you think you like getting that contract to work with the accelerator? That was probably super helpful, right? Because anyone that got an investment, they would go work with you.
Exactly.
So it's just all those connections, and then. If you were doing the sales and the marketing, then you were probably responsible for making that connection, right?
Yeah, I mean, in the early days of the company, Novo Labs, I was like doing the all the sales and marketing, and also when we got bigger, I also do like some human resources job because I have to like contact the people,
hire people.
Yeah, hire people. I mean, I only do like the first part, and then I pass the profiles that I think they were good to Tommy, and Tommy was the CEO. He like decided. But yeah, it was like a lot of hats I had to wear.
Yeah.
And yeah, the marketing strategy that we follow was like to add people in LinkedIn, and we start to creating content.
Okay.
So that's when I connect the dots when I when writing skills that I was like doing for my hobbies. Like I was writing short stories or Twitter threads, and then I started to write stories about how young founders struggle to make them to build their products.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have money, or maybe they spent, I don't know, $10,000 building a product that no one needs.
Yeah.
So we like were solving that problem. Don't spend $10,000 or $15,000 building something no one is going to use.
Yeah.
We are going to help you. I don't know, maybe a little less. Pay us like $3,000, and we make a product, or we discover the product that you want to solve.
Yeah. Like product market fit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's important in a business for sure. That's pretty interesting. I didn't know that you did that. So when did that come to an end?
The
like when did you stop working?
The agency was came to an end like a year ago.
Oh wow.
We were like 34.
Uh-huh.
And it was a sad moment because we decided to shut it down because the winter, like the startup winter, that first we didn't think that it's going to affect us because it was going to affect like the Salesforce kind of companies with 1,000 employees, but there was this scenario where entrepreneurs didn't have the same money that to pay us to build the product. So
it's just harder, and then also I feel like LinkedIn got pretty saturated as well.
yeah. But I think that one, like the cost of a company with 30 employees plus the agency that if you are not a boutique or like a specific niche agency, and then you are like just adding people to a team because you need to add more projects, and it's like a vicious circle, you know. So we decided to close it down, and then now Novo Labs is a community. It's like the first startup school for Spanish Spanish
really?
people. Yeah, it's like the first one. I mean, we got inspired by Y Combinator.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's cool, bro. That's super cool. All right, let's see here. All right. So as of right now, you're kind of you're trying to figure out, you mentioned film, you mentioned music, you mentioned writing. So what are your goals right now for merging all of those things together and kind of, building something with that?
That's a good question, and I like that it's going to be recorded, because my first goal is to film, to make a film.
Nice.
So when you in a couple of years go to the cinema and see a film that is written by Santiago Lopez,
yes,
you will know. But yeah, probably the first thing that comes to my mind is to sell a script.
Okay.
To write a good script that I'm like happy to do that, and then to sell it. Probably my second goal is to film it.
Yeah.
But
as a director.
Yeah, as a director. But I mean, director is I think it's like something that people love, because you see like Tarantino, Scorsese, and a lot of guys that they are like genius.
Right.
But I don't know if director is my place to be.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way of filmmaking, but every director also has a director of photography. I mean, the director is not the guy who is the best at camera or writing.
Yeah. It's not, there's the writer, the cinematographer, there's
exactly
everybody.
Even the custom designer. I mean, every area of a film has like the guy who is like the best one.
Like you're kind of managing all of it.
Exactly.
I
it's a manager.
I don't really know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. The role of a director is to sell. I don't know if it's to sell, but to communicate the vision. You know. So if you are able to share your vision to every people, to the producer, to the people who put the money, to the people who has to act, that's the role. I don't know if I'm going to discover it, but probably that. Other goal that I have is to be published.
Ah, nice.
I don't know if to be published or to publish myself, but to be able to write. I mean, to put together all the text or shit I write. and
publish it, whether it's through a company or yourself.
I want a solid thing, not a digital. I mean, I like Medium, LinkedIn, Substack, whatever. But I like the idea of having like the book,
Yeah, totally. I'm buying it. I'm buying it when you publish it for sure. That would be super cool. Okay, and then let's do what is a life lesson you can pass on to the listeners?
Okay. There is
a
plenty.
little wisdom for them.
The first thing that it came to my mind when you said like a lesson, I think it's a phrase that human being, we have two lives, and the second life starts when we realize that we have only one.
Yep.
So that's my opener, and also realizing that all we have is now, like the present moment is very like it's the only thing we have. So that's my lesson that I got from Eckhart Tolle with the power of now, that now is very popular. but that is like, so I don't know.
I love that, man. That's it's similar to Memento Mori as well. You know, you got to realize that you really do only have one life, and that shit goes by quick.
Yeah, and also that some things that I listen from the people who is older than me is that when you go, like when you are old, the only thing that you have when you, like, we are only in this life for a couple of minutes in eternity.
Yeah.
Probably seconds in eternity.
Yeah,
like you haven't existed 10 billion years ago.
Yeah.
You came, you are going to live 80, 90 years if you are lucky.
Yep.
And then you are come back to never exist again.
Yep.
And you can like believe the religion you want and everything, but the truth is like the only thing you got in this life are relationships.
Yeah.
Like all the material things, the money or the, I don't know.
It's not important. It's about the connection that you make with other people.
That's what I believe, you know. I don't know. Maybe in a couple of years I got a Lamborghini and I changed my mind. But today what I value most is people I met. So that's why I'm talking to you, and I like felt like this connection to exchange experience, and I know, listen to you, you listen to me, and it's like this good vibe. Good, you know.
That's great, man. I think you need your own podcast, bro. I think you could expand on a lot of your ideas on a pod. You're gonna have to set one of those up.
Probably,
bro.
Yeah, you can help me do that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. That was Santiago, the absolute man. Talk to you later. Bye.
Preso en mi ciudad. Año 2095. Camino por lo que solía ser la avenida Corrientes, hoy convertida en un enorme túnel de cristal donde los autos van y vienen del centro. En los últimos años se han derogado todas las leyes de tránsito relacionadas a las velocidades máximas. Ya no hay multas ni contravenciones por superar un cierto límite de velocidad. De hecho, ya no existe tal límite. El interior del túnel tiene 6 carriles, 3 de cada lado. Los autos son cada año más angostos. Hace 20 años hubo un cambio radical en la fabricación de automóviles. Elon Musk, en el día de su cumpleaños número 104, transmitió en vivo y para todo el mundo el lanzamiento del Rocket Ship Car S10. No hay nadie que no haya visto el video. Es el registro audiovisual con más reproducciones en YouTube. El cofundador de Tesla y 2 veces presidente de los Estados Unidos falleció el año pasado luego de cumplir 123 años de edad. Y utilizo comillas porque en verdad fue congelado a lo Walt Disney en una cámara criogénica hasta encontrar la cura de una nueva enfermedad que comenzó a afectar su sistema nervioso. El Rocket S10 fue su último legado. Los accidentes automovilísticos se redujeron al 0,9% en todas las ciudades donde se comercializan. En él pueden viajar hasta 4 pasajeros en fila, uno detrás del otro. Yo camino por el otro túnel y apenas veo pasar los manchones blancos a toda velocidad. Ya nadie camina por estos túneles. Quienes no tienen acceso financiero para conseguir su Rocket S10 utilizan las Capsule Apps. Sí, seguro ya te lo imaginaste. Los Uber, Didi y Cabify, que fueron muy populares a comienzo de siglo, han desaparecido. Fueron reemplazados por un sistema de cápsulas autoconducidas que alcanzan velocidades similares al Rocket S10. Yo camino, pues mi status line no me permite acceder al software necesario para utilizar las Capsule Apps. Podría quedarme sentado en mi cubículo casa, pero allí es donde paso los 365 días del año. Mi familia nació marginada. Hubo un tiempo en que si nacías fuera del sistema, podías estudiar, formarte y trabajar en algún oficio de forma presencial o virtual. Hoy las cosas cambiaron. Después de varias décadas donde la gran mayoría de la población mundial se la pasó viajando por el mundo y trabajando de forma remota desde cualquier punto geográfico, la dictadura del metaverso azotó a los trabajadores menos cualificados. Eventualmente, las compañías tecnológicas adquirieron las empresas de aerolíneas para comercializar experiencias de vuelo virtuales. Hoy la gente ya no viaja a otros países en la vida real. Lo hacen a través de sus cascos virtuales, sin salir de sus casas. El mundo en el que vivo suena como una fantasía distópica escrita por Asimov, Pero lo cierto es que ya no es necesario dejar tu ciudad de nacimiento para descansar en una playa o escalar una montaña. Las experiencias virtuales son tan inmersivas que han modificado por completo el comportamiento humano. Ya nadie busca explorar nuevas fronteras. Los pasaportes dejaron de existir. Solo necesitas un QR y unos cuantos criptodólares en tu wallet para poder acceder a un nuevo territorio virtual. Mi ciudad está rodeada por un domo gigante. No necesito ir a ningún lado porque puedo acceder a través de la web. No necesito ir a ningún otro sitio. No lo necesito. ¿No lo necesito? ¿O no me lo permiten? Los cambios radicales no ocurren de un día para otro. Son consecuencias de una cadena de pequeños cambios que se van sucediendo uno a la vez hasta llegar a un punto de no retorno donde la comodidad y el beneficio percibido por quedarte dentro de tu comunidad son incentivo suficiente para abrazar esta nueva normalidad. Estamos presos en nuestras ciudades. El próximo viernes convoqué una asamblea. Por suerte, no soy el único que piensa en vivir más allá de los límites que nos impusieron ciertos magnates tecnológicos. Me siento un bicho raro por querer evitar pertenecer a la sociedad del metaverso, pero es que no tengo opción. Quedé fuera del sistema y, como yo, muchas otras personas también sufren en solitario esta penuria. La asamblea del viernes será histórica. Si estás escuchando esto, estás invitado a ser parte de la resistencia. La casa de Marcos Paz. Marcos Paz es un pequeño pueblo alejado del barullo y la algarabía de las grandes ciudades. En términos de distancia, está ubicado a unos 50 kilómetros de la ciudad de Buenos Aires. Si lo midiéramos en tiempo, Marcos Paz estaría ubicado a unos 30 años en el pasado. Solía pasar veranos enteros en la casa de mi abuela. De pibe, viajaba con mis viejos en auto y tardábamos casi 2 horas cuando el camino del Buen Aire estaba cerrado. Odiaba ese viaje en auto. Me mareaba mucho y casi siempre vomitaba, a tal punto que en el asiento trasero siempre llevaba conmigo un balde color rojo por si jugaba Manu Lanzini. Igual recuerdo que sí había un juego. Lo jugábamos mientras papá manejaba y mamá cebaba los mates. El juego de las capitales. Papá me nombraba países del mundo y yo le tenía que decir cuál era la capital. Eso me mantenía distraído de la ventana y evitaba el mareo. Después de jugarlo varias veces, yo sabía que si mi viejo me nombraba Bolivia, tenía que responder Sucre y La Paz, o que si él me decía Australia, la respuesta era Canberra y no Sydney. Si me preguntaba por Mongolia, le respondía Ulan Bator, y la de Libia me la acordaba casi siempre, Trípoli. Por algún motivo, desde chico siempre tuve esa curiosidad latente por conocer los nombres de los países y sus respectivas capitales. Pero el momento del viaje que más disfrutaba, sin dudas, era cuando llegábamos a la calle Cochabamba. En el instante en que escuchaba ladrar a los perros de la cuadra y veía por la ventanilla las rejas marrones del chalet de mi abuela, una sensación de felicidad se apoderaba de mi cuerpo. En el momento en que bajaba del auto, el olor a pasto recién cortado inundaba mis fosas nasales, y eso para mí era sinónimo de libertad. Con el paso del tiempo, la familia se fue distanciando. Mis padres se divorciaron y los viajes en auto a Marcos Paz fueron más esporádicos. Ya en el secundario, me tomaba el tren Sarmiento hasta Merlo y ahí combinaba con el 322 que me dejaba en la esquina de Avellaneda y Cochabamba, desde donde ya podía ver las rejas marrones de la casa de mi abuela. Por curioso que parezca, jamás me mareaba en el tren. Y como viajaba solo, siempre llevaba conmigo algún libro de Stephen King que me hacía compañía en el largo recorrido de casi 3 horas. La casa de mi abuela seguía igual. Cada tanto le pasaba alguna mano de pintura, pero los sillones y los muebles del living siempre fueron los mismos. Los cajones amarillentos de la alacena y la heladera de 1,20 m, la chimenea, la mesa redonda de la cocina y las cortinas blancas, la cama cucheta del cuarto donde dormíamos con mi hermano cuando pasábamos veranos enteros y eternos, las manchas de humedad en el techo, las sillas de madera, las alfombras estilo persa, las caras flotantes en las paredes, observándolo todo. Bueno, las caras no estuvieron siempre. Aparecieron cuando yo era más grande, el secundario había quedado atrás y yo viajaba a Marcos Paz para hacerle compañía a mi abuela y ayudarla con los quehaceres de la casa. Yo nunca logré ver las caras, pero según mi abuela, ahí estaban. De día se escondían muy bien, detrás de las cortinas o abajo de la cama. De noche les gustaba salir a molestar, a observar y juzgar. No la dejaban dormir. Algunas caras eran de mujeres jóvenes que cada tanto se besaban y otras eran rostros de hombres mayores muy desalineados. Todas tenían un ceño fruncido y la mirada penetrante. A veces danzaban por las paredes de la habitación principal, buscando molestar a mi abuela. Contaban chismes del barrio en voz alta e intentaban asustarla con amenazas psicológicas. Una noche, las caras le jugaron una mala pasada. Le miraron de una forma tan intensa que mi abuela se meó encima. Las caras se rieron, pero no era una de esas risas socarronas. Más bien, eran una de esas risas crueles que denotan una maldad interior en el reidor. De esas risas que reconoces cuando se ríen de vos y no con vos. Mi abuela me pedía por favor que hiciera desaparecer esas caras. No las quería seguir viendo, tampoco las quería escuchar reírse ni balbucear. Se ponía muy nerviosa y pasaba noches enteras sin dormir. Traté de hablar con las caras para pedirles que se fueran, pero no hubo caso. Yo no me podía comunicar con ellas y ellas se rehusaban a desaparecer. Hay que incendiar la casa, me dijo mi abuela un día. Es la única manera de que se vayan para siempre, Santi, por favor. Lo que proponía mi abuela era inviable. Según ella, ese era el único camino para hacerlas desaparecer. Yo no sabía qué hacer para que mi abuela pueda volver a dormir tranquila. Al día siguiente fui en auto hasta Marcos Paz y guardé todas sus cosas en un bolso en el baúl. Todo lo que no servía lo tiré en la chimenea. Las fotos, no te olvides de las fotos, me recordaba mi abuela. Tomé los álbumes de fotos que guardaba en el último cajón del mueble del living y los puse en una bolsa antes de subirlos al auto. Le pedí los juegos de llave de repuesto y los guardé todos en la guantera del auto. La ayudé a subirse al asiento del acompañante y ella me entregó en mano las llaves de la casa a través de la ventanilla. Por favor, prende fuego la casa, me imploraba. Crucé el porche hasta llegar a la puerta de madera. Le di vuelta con doble llave y me quedé unos segundos ahí, parado frente a la puerta, pensando en todos los veranos que había vivido en esa casa. La misma casa que yo asociaba con libertad, ahora mi abuela la asociaba con encierro, dolor y angustia. Me subí al auto, aceleré y no volví a mirar atrás. Mi abuela volteó atrás la mirada y vio humo salir de la chimenea. Durmió plácidamente todo el viaje de vuelta a mi casa. Yo extraño la casa de Marcos Paz.